Today is August 16th, and as usual, I'll be taking a look at the new items on Halo Infinite store and determining whether or not they're worth your money. So how's it going, Magpies? I'm Magpie Leon, and let's jump straight in. As usual, before we talk about the shop, I need to cover this week's Ultimate Award. You can earn yourself the Cowl and Strand armor coating. Now, in my opinion, this is a relatively boring armor coating, not bad at all, but it's very similar to the default orange and yellow coatings. It's of course different enough to warrant its existence, but it's probably not one I'm going to grind for. This was initially going to be part of the Firefall bundle that was released in Season 1, but they've instead made this a free Ultimate Reward, which I do appreciate. It's not a terrible coating by any means, just a pretty basic one, and probably one that I won't be earning. Now, as for the shop this week, the Entrenched event is back, so the shop is just terrible. I don't know why, but these event shops always just seem to be worse. We have 3 new bundles and 1 repeat. The repeat is the Liberty Clad one, which is notoriously one of the most overpriced bundles in the game. It contains 4 items, the Liberty Clad armor coating, and then the Liberty Clad vehicle coating for the Rocket Hog, the Warthog, and the Razorback. It costs 700 credits, and for that price I really don't think it's worth it. I just don't think this bundle contains enough. It's a few coatings that just don't feel like they warrant that price point. If you got it for every single vehicle, then that makes sense. We had the Point Bombardment bundle a few weeks back, which cost the same price. It gave you the armor coating and the coating for every vehicle, not just 3 of them, which is much better value, but for some reason this one just contains less, and because of that I just don't think it's worth it. It's a pretty bad bundle overall in terms of value. Sure, the coating is nice, but I would not waste your credits on this. Next up, we have the Frontier Outrider bundle. You get the Frontier Outrider coating for the Eagle Strike Core. This again is a pretty basic one, but not a terrible one. It is similar to the free grey one. It's this grey and green coating. I do kind of like it though. You also get the Riveting Epic nameplate. You will of course get this as an emblem for your vehicles, weapons, and armor. For 300 credits, it's not a terrible bundle. I do think 200 would be a bit fairer, considering we've had armor coatings on their own released for 100, or bundles similar to this that have been 200. I don't really think this is necessarily worth more, especially considering the coating is relatively basic, but the bundle isn't bad by any means, and 300 isn't a terrible price point. Next up, we have the March of War armor effect. This costs 500 credits, and it is pretty cool. Do I think it's worth it for 500? No, not really. I think this would match up very nice with the fire armor effect set that you get in Season 1. I think they would pair up really nicely. It's funny that when viewing this armor effect, it doesn't really show you the effect properly because it just views it from the same angle as every other armor effect, so you can barely actually see it on the preview screen. But overall, I don't think this is a terrible effect. I just think 500 is definitely a bit overpriced. 300 to 400 would be much fairer. I know that isn't loads less, but I think people can agree that that would be a much fairer price point. Finally, this week we have the Grim Fortress bundle. I've spoke about both of the items in this in one of my leaked videos. You get the Grim Fortress Legendary Armor coating and the Grim Fortress Legendary Assault Rifle coating. These are both these chrome and blue coatings. I really like how these look. For the Eagle Strike Core, it honestly reminds me of Iron Man's Mark 1 armor, and I really like this bundle. For 600, I don't think that's worth it. If it was 400 or 300, that would be fine. You are only getting 2 coatings here. You don't get it for any other weapon, just the assault rifle, and you also don't get it for any other armor core, just the Eagle Strike Core. If it came with more, then I could understand that 600 price point. I know I've already trashed on Liberty Clad, but it's crazy that only costs 100 credits more, and you do get an extra 2 coatings with that. So it seems like the value for these bundles is just getting worse and worse as time goes on. Yeah, these coatings are a little bit more unique, but considering we do get free alternatives, we'll be getting the diamond one for the Eagle Strike Core, which I'm assuming is going to be a Twitch drop. It just seems like this bundle isn't worth it. It's one that I might get because I really like how these coatings look. I just don't think they're worth 600 credits. But anyway, that's everything on the shop this week. Another pretty garbage week. The event ones always tend to suck. The pricing just seems to be much higher because they're part of a limited time event. So of course 343 really want to try and make the most of that FOMO. But anyway, that's everything I've got to say today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new here. I really do appreciate it, and it really does help the channel out. Cheers for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.